d'applaudir l'équipe du Japon, équipe de Grande Bretagne, s'il vous plaît. Sur le tapis numéro 3, Ibinuma Fallon.
All right. So Craig Fallon, who is having a little bit of a judo renaissance, is he? He sort of...
Well, after the Olympic Games,
Yeah.
he did take some time out.
Yes.
He had obviously sustained a few injuries
Yeah.
Along the way within his training, and he just really wanted to get his head together and his body together, I think,
Yes.
at one stage. And he's moved up in a weight division, so this takes a little bit of pressure off of trying to obviously maintain that weight for
Sure,
long
and
periods of time.
where is he rated in terms of that category in Great Britain now? Do you
well,
know?
it's obviously it's in a. At the moment, no one's really
Dominating,
no one's
yes.
dominating one way or another. It's very, very close
Yeah.
with the lightweights at this
Sure.
particular moment. James Miller, you've got Ashley McKenzie.
Yeah.
Craig Fallon is obviously one of the most experienced
Yes.
fighters, along with Ashley McKenzie,
Yes.
and picking up European under-23 medals, world medals, world champion. So he's and a
and
lovely
a
Uchimata there
lovely-
been scored for a Wazari. Very, very lucky it wasn't a pon.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll see it, hopefully see a replay.
So Craig has obviously got to step it up now. It's all or nothing, really. He's trailing by Wazari.
And from what we saw, lucky to still be out there.
Definitely, it was a very good
And now we
throw.
have another Wazari, I think.
A Wazari Aseti upon with a
Made, yes,
Cianagi.
it was, yeah.
Ebinuma wins that for Japan. One score on the board.
Sur le tapis numéro 4, vainqueur Ibinuma.
So I can comfortably say Ebinuma. So I'm quite confident of winning that one.
Mesdames et messieurs, actuellement sur le tapis numéro 2.
So now we come to the next match.
So did Fallon fight in the individuals?
Yes, he did, and unfortunately he didn't go through.
Because sometimes
First
these
round.
teams, you don't know if that was the fighter that was in the...
So we've got Colin Oakes in the blue for Great Britain.
Sur le tapis numéro 3,
And he
Lakaya.
performed pretty well in the individual.
Yes, he did. He had a very good day. And he's one of the less experienced of the Great Britain team, even though he had one of the best performances at this World Championships, and also at the Europeans he performed very, very well. So
And of course, with a year to go, all of these guys are looking for that
they're all looking
certain
for their
spot for the Great Britain team.
Exactly, the Olympic team. This is what they're all aiming for. And still a lot of work, still a lot of places up for grabs, really. Matra attempt there.
Please submit the list of the judoka to the IJF. Thank you very much.
Now you can see at the bottom of the screen the progress scores from
Brazil leading.
the various fights.
So at the moment we've got Brazil, Russia, Japan and Korea all leading at this moment.
And of course your clue to whether it's men's or women's is the weight division.
That's great. And looking at all the weights, it's men's.
Yes.
A trivia question there, was that from you, Dave?
I'm just trying to be helpful.
So Colin Oakes doing very well against an outstanding performer at the World Championships, Nakaya. But looking for the Niwaza here. Check. So Colin Oakes really doing well here, just under 3 minutes to go in this match.
Sur le tapis 4 se présente Song Cohen.
And a lovely transition there into the knee
Yes,
waza, and it looks for the choke.
Yep.
And is it under the chin? But a lovely...
He's not phased in this fight, is he?
Oh,
he's taking
not.
it.
No, he's a gutsy fighter.
It's right. He
Colin
looks
Oakes is.
in the individuals. He looked.
Yes.
He was focused and taking it. You know.
Yes, definitely. It just shows you what he's capable of doing. The change of pace here is unsettling Colin there very much. So he's got to be careful there.
Yes, some very fast moves from the Japanese, but all with one hand.
That was a frightening situation there. Very unsettling for Colin. He really couldn't get settled at all there. Change up pace, and he was really struggling, and it was very, very dangerous there. And that's where the Japanese have got strengths. When they change their pace, they open up, and their ashiwazas are phenomenal.
Yes.
That's what they open up for the Seoinage, but the Ashi Baris, Kochi Ochigaris.
They're always looking for you to follow or move in a direction.
They are very, very frightening when they move around so quickly like that. And that's where Colin's got to be very, very careful, and the pace that he uses in this match against Nakaya. Nice and tight there. You see, that's where Colin's good. He draws his opponents in, he gets nice and tight, and then he can then attack from to the rear or stab it into the front.
Sure.
Obviously won't gain a big score from it, but what he does gain is control, and that's the most important thing, is that he does get control. He feels a lot more comfortable in that position.
Yep, and now he's done enough for his opponent to be warned.
Yes, good.
So I was just about to say that for me, he's ahead in this fight, and now he has a slight advantage.
Really well against Nakaya. So be pleased with this performance. He's just got to stay focused and not change the pace. Oh, and a lovely floor of attacks there. This is good from Colin.
Well, standing in the background is Ewan Burton.
That's right, ready. He'll be so determined to do well today. He was desperately disappointed yesterday, and so we all were. Because obviously with the bronze medal last year in the World Championships, and he went out in the second round, which we were desperately disappointed for him, because he trained so hard and he deserves some more.
Well, he's a quality player.
That's it. Oh, and a lovely transition there, Colin. Looking for the Niwaza.
Or maybe even looking for
tight.
Maybe looking for the counter Yuko.
That's it. He's looking for the hold down now.
He's got to get his leg out.
Nice and tight. got to tie up the upper part of his opponent's body and then start working on the leg. But the referee has been kind enough to allow that time.
Yes, we always do.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Sometimes we don't, but...
I must admit I've seen some great refereeing over this past 5 days, and they've been very courteous when it comes to the niwaza.
Right.
And again, Colin working there in the niwaza.
Well, the Japanese is now resorting to some desperation here.
Now with 5 seconds to go, looks like it would go into golden score. I can't see
It seems that way, yep.
Picking up
They've conceded that the time is up, and they'll tidy up their kit, as you guys say.
Yeah.
And
tidy themselves up. So far, that's been a great performance there for Colin Oakes. He's doing very, very well. And that will obviously give a good boost to the rest of the team.
Mr. Cortez says, wait for me. And we're now into the 3 minutes golden score.
So again,
but maybe it won't get to that. Yep.
Same tactics for Colin. It's worked very well for him up until now.
Well, what's good about him is his activity rate. You know,
Yes.
He hasn't fallen off.
No, he's been the one that's dominated, except for there was a moment of
With a flurry from the Japanese.
a flurry of openness from the Japanese Nakae, where his feet were all over the place and Colin was totally lost within all that flurry of movement. But here he's doing brilliantly. So no score on the board, but one passivity warning given to Nakaya, and then another one of those puts a score on the board for Colin.
Yep.
And I think he'll be looking for that, but tactically maybe looking for it closer to the end of the time. You don't want to upset him. Might get him coming back a bit harder.
No, because if he gets a warning, that's the end. If he gets another Shido, it's the end. Yep. So his tactic should be to bustle to create that situation.
That's it. But what he's doing right now is very clever.
Yep. He's looking
And
like the
controlling.
aggressor. Yep. He's leading. He's first in the action.
So just over 2 minutes to go. Now the underarm grip, Colin needs to, goodness me, and it's all over. Up
And
until that
on to the Japanese. Up to that, Colin is ahead in the fight.
Goodness me. So we can see again, he got inside,
And then the nice drop.
opened up with the lapel, and the drops Marote Sianagi for a pon. There was the mistake Colin made. He allowed his opponent to come inside under the arm, taking the lapel. He opened up his opponent, Colin, and then came through. Up until then, he had been closing down that arm, not allowing Nakaya to come inside. And obviously he's paid the price.
Yep.
So it's two to Japan now. But we've got Ewan Burton now coming on.
Yes, Ewan Burton against Nakai.
I'm quite sure Nakai had hair at the World Championships, didn't he, in the
Well,
individuals?
he doesn't now. Because they have to weigh in again. Maybe that was what he needed. What's a set of hair worth?
Goodness me. What a
In terms of weight. Can't only be a few grams, can't it?
Ewan looking for the Niwaza down there.
So do you recall who put Ewan out? You don't remember?
flurry of thoughts now.
No. Okay.
Give me 2 seconds and I'll go back in my mind of where he went.
So I guess for Great Britain, Burton and heavyweight woman were the good medal prospects here.
Definitely.
Karina Bryant.
Poor drop there from the Japanese defender.
Yes, but no trouble at all for Ewan Burton. So to keep Great Britain's hope alive, he has to win this fight.
Definitely. A lot of pressure on the bit. Ewan will be determined to try and get this win under his belt.
He's a determined guy.
Oh.
They both want to fight with one hand here, which is not going to lead to that greater judo at the moment.
Burton lost his first fight against Tishkvili of Georgia.
Oh, right. Okay. Georgia in your first fight. It's a bit of a...
Oh, no, it wasn't. Sorry, I'm thinking of another match from one of the other. Ewan desperately trying to get his opponent back in there.
Nous vous rappelons que vous pouvez accéder au village judo pendant la compétition. Le programme des championnats du monde avec les tableaux de compétition est en vente dans cet espace. Récupérez les médailles également pour la porte-clés de l'envergure. La mascotte officielle des championnats du monde est disponible sur le stand de la boutique de la Fédération française de judo. Les pyramides de judogi avec la Fédération française de judo, la Fédération internationale de judo en faveur de programmes sociaux. Rendez-vous au village judo Paris 7.
So here looking for the knee waza. He's got that arm tied up, but he needs to now drop the hips from right over the top. He's looking for the arm lock, and he's applying it. Whether he's got that much leverage on it, I don't know. And obviously from this side, it's difficult to see.
Tapis numéro 1, vainqueur pour le Brésil, 3 victoires, 0. Sur le tapis, catégorie moins de 90 kg, Camillo Chaurier.
So it's very even here, but passivity warning given to Burton.
Yes.
So it's obviously a dangerous situation to be in. I never like to see that. Oh, and a counter-attack there. A very silly move there from Burton.
Well, he turned his back on him.
Turned his back, and he was attempting a Uchimata, and he didn't even have a grip. So a very, very silly move. And left himself so open.
Here we have something occurring. No. So I see the Japanese coach at mat side is Shinohara, the head coach of the Japanese team. And normally he's in the stand.
It has been all week, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. And I must say it's hard for the Japanese fighters because they have a guy at the mat side and then they have 3 or 4 other people yelling at them as well. I can't see how they should agree that they'll listen to one and the rest will be quiet.
Who to please first, isn't it?
Well, yes. So less than a minute to go here.
And other than the passivity warning that was given to Burton earlier round, it's very, very close here. 44 seconds to go. Oh, and a lovely change.
Oh, yes, nice entry.
Almost. He was in there nice and tight,
He was,
but
yes.
just didn't have enough leverage on it
No.
for the Kosota. Oh.
Messieurs, vous pouvez encourager l'équipe de France et l'équipe de Pologne, s'il vous plaît.
The Japanese attempt to keep the attacks up and hopefully pick up another Shido against his opponent.
Drops in again. He's got that arm there, but failed to get the leg over the top. So 10 seconds to go, and it looks like this match is going to go to golden score.
Yes. No, here we go.
And Nippon scored. Lovely finish, and I think that punch in the air just says it all for you.
I think it was a Nippon score, but I don't know about the landing.
Exactly, right on the button that was.
Exactly.
Last second to go. The entry started within the time and he just finished on the zeros. So that was a great win for Ewan Burton. He'll be absolutely delighted with that. And that was a superb finish.
He was threatening at the end here, but maybe we'll see a replay or not. No. Yes, here we go.
Now let's look. It looked like he was going to lose balance.
The other way, went the other way.
Right over the top.
Yeah.
So fantastic that was.
Certainly was Aria generous Ippon in my view, but that was. You'll take it, right?
Oh, we'll definitely have that. No doubt.
Either way, he would have won the fight.
So
But
now we've got Winston Gordon from Great Britain in the blue, and he's up against Nishiyama now. He's got his work cut out here. Silver medalist, world silver medalist, Nishiyama.
Of course, and this is for Great Britain's perspective. This fight will put the match at even.
That's right. So it's a very important match right now, and important for Winston as well. Just been given a passivity warning there.
Yes, no, stepping out.
Oh, did you get that step in? Oh, goodness me.
The referee in that time used his leg to show the step, rather than these days they actually point to the edge.
It's not many of those that have been handed out, to be honest. Quite lenient as far as going to the edge of the mat.
Well, under the new rules, of course, is. So much happens now, you have to be right outside for it to stop. So, and that's led to a lot of that reduction in that area. So what the referee is looking for is someone who's sort of walking backwards.
Well, there's a passivity warning there just given now, so that puts a score on the board for Japan. So Winston has really got... Oh, yeah, and a nice entry. And we just want to see a little bit more of that from Winston. And Winston's a very experienced fighter. He's been around for a long time now, but he has been plagued with some few injuries.
Yes.
This year and last year, so a knee operation, but he's starting to come to form. But he'll be looking for a place in the Olympic Games and obviously looking for a medal. He is an Olympian, but unfortunately haven't gained a result yet from Winston, but hopefully we can see a turnaround. That maturity, experience that goes with it might be all that really is required. Hard work. And he's capable of putting the hard work in.
Yeah.
But he is up against a very, very tough opponent, Nishiyama. And you don't get silver medals in the World Championships for nothing. So Winston will be desperately trying to prove himself today to say, well,
I'm still
up there
here.
with the best of them.
Yep.
Se présente catégorie de 90 kg, Sylvain Tandriel.
Well, Shido this time is going to both.
So Wazari for Winston, against Winston, and obviously 1 positive warning. Nishiyama, but oops. Oh, it just caught accidentally into the mouth there. So, just wanting to change the pace slightly. Come on, Winston. Open it up and just go for it. It's a bit of experimenting here that you really need to do sometimes to see what you're really capable of doing. And unless you go for it, you never know what you're capable of. There's no point being standoffish.
Sure.
It's really about getting in there. And like we've seen with Ewan Burton, with seconds to go, he was still fighting to the end. He was determined he was going to win it. And I'm sure he was determined he wanted to win it before the golden score.
Yeah.
I don't think he really wanted to go any further than that. And just shows the sort of quality of athlete he is. And Winston Gordon's like this as well. So, but
no,
you're not going to see that.
No.
But he was up against a very, very tough opposition there. And you could see a Wazari, a Yuko, Ippon.
Ippon.
Says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah. Look at that drive.
Oh, lovely
finish.
Yeah. Goodness me, and his teammate just in the corner waiting to go on, hands in the face, and it was desperately disappointing there.
So, Japan now go 3 up with 1 fight to go. On the other mats, Brazil is ahead of Uzbekistan, 4-0. France 1-0 against Poland. And Germany are down 1 against Georgia. This is all in the men's divisions.
So coming on to the mats now, the men's plus 90s of this team event, and we've got Matthew Klempman, and Matthew didn't compete in the individual World Championships.
He's up against Daiki Kamikawa, of course, who famously beat Teddy Riner in the Open
and then lost to him in the World Cup in Paris.
In Paris, yes. Very decisively.
And a very emotional.
Yes.
Dakai. But Matthew determined to show his class and possibly an opportunity of getting in onto those world ranking events by having a good performance today for his country.
Now, I haven't seen much of this guy.
What, Matthew?
Yes.
He was a very, very good junior. He did very well as a junior competitor, and then he's changed weights throughout those years. And I think he's just trying to now. He's at this stage of establishing himself as a heavyweight, and our problem is we don't have many heavyweights to work with, and he really is on his own sometimes
Right.
when it comes to his training partners.
Sure.
And it makes it very difficult. And
Yeah. So he is the number one plus 100.
yes, and but he's got a lot of experience to gain. As a junior, he's obviously got a lot of junior experience.
Right.
But this needs to be transferred.
So do you know what age he is?
He's to be honest, I can't remember off it, but he's only in his
Early 20s, isn't he?
middle 20s.
Yeah, okay.
20s.
Well, as we know, heavyweights don't mature until they're about 32.
Yes, that's right. He's got a career in front of him. He just needs to be exposed a little bit more to the top class
Yes.
international events. But obviously he needs to be prepared for that. So
Yeah. Well,
I
this
think
is
they're
a good
nurturing
introduction.
him. I think it's a little bit of nurturing at
Yeah.
the moment at the senior level.
Yep. Well, here he is up against the current World Open champion,
That's right.
and he's not disgracing himself.
Nope.
So if you're looking for experience, this is what it is.
Well,
This
he's
is
going
it.
to get some experience. There's no doubt about
Yeah.
it. A good experience or a bad experience, well, we need to know. We need to work that one out. But to be able to fight with world-class athletes like this, then it's got to be all good, hasn't it? But Matthew's been to Japan. He knows what it's like to be up against some tough opposition, and he doesn't shy away from this.
No. But the difficulty, I guess, for Kamikawa is that he did that. He came sort of almost out of nowhere.
Kamikawa's quite young as well. He's
Yes.
only a boy himself.
Exactly. But he came out of nowhere for that the win.
That's right.
And, of course, since then has not done so much. But
So really, when I'm talking about experience and getting
Yes.
this and that, it's I've just realised what I've just said. And
Yeah.
Kamikawa is a baby. He's a young guy. So Klempner is most probably older than him. But in fairness with Kamikawa, he's the situation that
Sure.
he's got the bodies that he can, and there's a long history of heavyweight champions in Japan. So the role models that
Yes.
are there for him.
and also the training partners. Now, I'm not going to tell him that he's a baby. You can tell him he's a baby.
He's a lovely baby. Oh, lovely. And there's some
There it
class
is,
there.
yeah.
A lot of power. So Hizakaruma, it's rotation. And it finished, and he's not crying this time. The last time I saw him on TV, he was crying.
Nice finish.
Lovely finish there.
Almost a Hizakaruma.
It was like it didn't start as a Hizakaruma, but with the rotation it finished as one.
So Japan take the match
Yes.
by 4-1.
That's it. So Kamikawa finished that one off.
Tapis numéro 1, vainqueur Silva.
So sadly not to be for Great Britain, who goes out against Japan 4-1. But good performance by the guys. And Ewan Burton outstanding with that wonderful F1 score.
Tapis numéro 1, vainqueur Brésil, 5 victoires.
Interesting to know how many fighters the Japanese have in the team lineup behind these guys. You know, so they probably have another 5 that they could put out there.
Yeah, they most probably could put 5 teams in. So. Yes, we can go on to map number 4, where we